What's happening, everybody? JayShockblast here, and we are back for another custom character. That's right, I am on a roll. I've got a bunch of things going on, and we are about to check out another character that I have created. I'm pretty excited about this one. This is a Hanna-Barbera character that I grew up with. That is right, we have Space Ghost, and let's go ahead and check him out. DC Comics actually brought him back recently, and he has, I think he's in Future Quest, and I think this actually came out really good. It's not perfect. Obviously, I used Stingray's chest, and the downside is if I could get rid of basically everything from that little triangle at the top down, it would literally be like I made the actual Space Ghost. He has like a little bit of a red triangle right at the top of his chest, and then that like kind of splash burst and the red stripe all the way down. That obviously wouldn't be there, but it's pretty close. The only other option I really had in making him was to use a completely white chest, and there's nothing else that even came remotely close. So if I use this white chest, I just thought he looked too plain, you know? Like, I ran it by my brother, and I said, which one do you think, A or B? And he agreed with me that the Stingray was the way to go. So, you know, it's a little bit of a modernized costume, if you will, I guess. And it is very, very close to looking accurate. Like I said, there's really nothing. I mean, I guess you could theoretically do this, but I don't think that really works. And I also thought about using Phantom Rider, but I didn't like the way the belt looked. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could use Phantom Rider, but I just don't like the way the belt looks there. If it was just his chest kind of like that, I think I would be fine with it, but I really feel like maybe the little bit of extra red from Stingray gives him a little bit of extra flair. For his arms, I use Stingray as well. I just use plain white pants and plain red hips. And then for his head, I used Nova. Nova actually works out really good. Really pretty perfect, actually. I'm sure that you could have done this with somebody else. I'm sure there's other characters in here that might have something similar to that, but maybe not. Because you need his eyes to be covered. You need his entire head to be covered. I mean, I guess theoretically you could have done something like... No, actually you couldn't really, because you need it to go around his chin, too. Well, that's Nova. I didn't even actually look for anything else. I mean, I guess theoretically you could have... No, actually you couldn't, because the green doesn't change. So yeah, you actually do need Nova in order to do this. I think even if you use this, it's not right because his eyes are red. His eyes aren't covered. So yeah, Nova it is perfect. And his hands are just white. His cape is yellow. This is Space Ghost. There's no two ways around it. For abilities, passive, I might not have actually changed any of these. I gave him dig, whatever. We'll give him super strength. And... he can crack walls. We'll give him access. He doesn't really have anything to deflect with. For tapping, I gave him bolts, obviously. Bolt style. And they're yellow energy bolts. He has these wristbands that let him have a few different like energy projections. So I kept that in mind. So when you hold down the button, it also does a beam, but it's a solid, beam. And then I did also give him, with B, when you hold it, he has an explosive attack. Explosion style. So I thought that was kind of cool. What did I do when you tap? When you tap, he goes stealth. Because I'm pretty sure Space Ghost can go invisible. It's been a while since I watched the cartoon. I grew up with it. It's just no weapon. So here he is, Space Ghost. Let us, you know what? Let's go to nowhere. Get him up into space. If I can find nowhere. Nowhere disappeared. Yeah. So there he is, Space Ghost. Just one of those classic Hanna-Barbera morning cartoon shows that I grew up with. I actually have a Space Ghost Funko Pop on my desk to go with Voltron and a few others that I have up here. I have like a Mega Man, the Crow, just a couple of old school ones from growing up, you know. So Space Ghost, I believe he's a peacekeeper. I haven't read the new Future Quest, but I think it is kind of cool that DC is doing something with the Hanna-Barbera stuff. I wish there was a way to zoom in a little bit on him. So I think some people, if you are a Space Ghost fan, may end up going with the white chest, because there is definitely a lot of red going on when it comes to the ghosty on his chest, and it might bother some people. Like I said, I wish there was a way that you could go in and just get rid of everything but that top little piece of red down, because this truly is, I feel, the perfect Space Ghost. So ooh, we almost had a decent, almost had a decent, there you go. I know I should do that more on my own time, but I can't help myself. Trying to get a nice close-up view of him in the air. So I wish that your created characters could, you know, shoot projectiles while they were in the air. But they can't. Oh, there he is. There he's invisible. Pretty dope. That is actually kind of cool. Huh. I did not change the reticle, apparently. I had to get rid of one of my created characters, so I just randomized it until there was no weapon in hand. So that is my bad. But there you have it, folks. I think he is a pretty dope custom. I know that I'm kind of digging way back, and maybe some people won't know who he is as much, but you know, that was the case for Darkhawk, so I don't feel too bad about it. But yeah, there you go. There is the Space Ghost. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. And I've got a lot of custom ideas digging around in my head. As always, feel free to send me recommendations. I will see what I can do. Again, keep in mind, I would love to make everybody that people recommend, but I don't want them to look stupid. This is about as big a stretch of my disbelief, if you will, as I'm willing to go. Like I said, you can't even see my mouse right now, but like I said, if I could get rid of that blast on the center of his chest and the stripe that goes down from it, literally it would be like this was an actual Space Ghost figure. So pretty awesome if you ask me. And there you have it. So again, I hope you guys are enjoying me finally getting back into this. I think we have a little bit of Black Panther coming this week, hopefully. and we'll see ya.